Welcome to Harry and Meghan TV, where we uncover the truth behind the headlines and offer a bold perspective on the royal family's most intriguing stories. Today we're tackling a topic that raises serious questions about Princess Kate's ability to meet the demands of her royal role. In recent days, William and Kate's absence from King Charles's pre-Christmas lunch has become a hot topic, with the royal couple citing a tough year and a desire to start their Christmas break early. But here's the truth no one's saying. No one asked Kate to host this lunch, or take on anything more than what's expected of any royal: show up, represent the monarchy and engage with family. And yet somehow this simple request is being framed as an overwhelming burden for Kate. Is this a case of Kate being incapable of fulfilling the most basic of royal duties? After all, the Princess of Wales is next in line to be Queen Consort, yet this absence speaks volumes about her readiness, or lack thereof, to meet the demands of that future role. While Meghan Markle was relentlessly criticised for every choice she made, Kate's shortcomings are met with sympathy and excuses. Join us as we dig deeper into why Kate's absence is being framed as a personal crisis, while Meghan's every move was scrutinised. Could it be that Kate simply isn't in a position to live up to the expectations of her title? Stay with us as we expose the uncomfortable truths and the glaring double standards within the royal family. This is, and today, we're asking the hard questions you won't hear anywhere else. This isn't just about skipping lunch. It's about what the absence represents: duty, accountability, and public perception. The royal family's image has long been crafted through adherence to tradition and duty, yet here we have the Prince and Princess of Wales, next in line to the throne, stepping away from a long-standing tradition. Meanwhile, a media narrative emerges to shield Kate from criticism, painting her as overwhelmed by circumstances that are, quite frankly, part of her role. Contrast this with the relentless scrutiny faced by Meghan Markle, who has been criticised for every decision she's made, whether it's how she chose to spend Christmas, how she raised her children, or even what she wore. The double standard is glaring, and today we're breaking it all down. Let's examine the official reason given for William and Kate's absence. Their team cited an incredibly tough year and expressed a desire to start their Christmas break early in Norfolk. The unspoken subtext here is Kate's health challenges, having been diagnosed with cancer earlier this year, a serious and deeply personal battle she has thankfully overcome. It's important to acknowledge the gravity of her experience and the resilience required to face such a diagnosis. However, the narrative put forth, that Kate cannot be expected to host or organise a lunch for hundreds of people, is deeply misleading. She wasn't being asked to host, she was simply being asked to attend. Consider this: the Princess of Wales holds one of the most visible and privileged positions in the United Kingdom. Along with the privileges of taxpayer funding, luxury homes, and a highly curated public image comes the expectation of public duty. Showing up to a family lunch at Buckingham Palace is not an extraordinary demand. It's part of the job. The media's treatment of this incident highlights the stark contrast between how Kate and Meghan are portrayed. Imagine if Meghan and Harry had chosen to skip an event like this. We've seen the fallout of their decisions to prioritise their own mental health and family time in the past. The media storm was relentless. Headlines accusing them of being selfish, ungrateful, and disrespectful to the Queen dominated the news cycle. Take, for example, Meghan and Harry's decision to spend Christmas in Canada with Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, in 2019. They were criticised for snubbing the Queen, despite the fact that they informed her well in advance and sought her blessing. The public outcry was disproportionate, framing their choice as a rejection of tradition and an affront to the monarchy. Now compare this to Kate and William's decision to skip the pre-Christmas lunch. Their absence is framed as understandable, even justified. The media leaps to their defence, offering excuses that paint them as hard-working and deserving of rest. This stark disparity speaks to a deeply ingrained bias in the way the two women are perceived. The pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace has long been a cornerstone of royal tradition. Introduced during Queen Elizabeth II's reign, it served as an opportunity for the extended royal family to gather before the more intimate Christmas celebrations at Sandringham. Attendance was seen as a mark of respect and loyalty to the monarch. In the past, such events were non-negotiable. Under Prince Philip's watchful eye, no one dared skip a family gathering without a compelling reason. Philip's strict adherence to duty set the tone for the royal family's approach to tradition. His absence is keenly felt, and Charles's inability or unwillingness to enforce similar standards raises questions about his leadership style. This shift in dynamic is significant. It reflects a broader trend within the monarchy, where younger royals like William and Kate are increasingly carving out their own path, often at the expense of tradition. While this modernization may appeal to a younger audience, it risks alienating the monarchy's core supporters, who value stability and tradition above all else. The assertion that it's unreasonable to expect Kate to attend a royal event inadvertently raises questions about her suitability for the role of Queen Consort. Hosting, attending, and participating in public events are fundamental aspects of royal life. As the Princess of Wales, Kate is not just a figurehead, she is a representative of the monarchy, and her actions or inactions carry weight. Let's not forget Meghan Markle's tenure as a working royal. Despite facing unprecedented levels of media hostility, she excelled in her role. From spearheading the Together cookbook project to representing the Queen on international tours, Meghan demonstrated a work ethic and dedication that should have been celebrated. Instead, she was criticised for overshadowing other royals, particularly Kate. If Meghan could navigate these challenges with grace and resilience, why is it unreasonable to expect the same from Kate? Is Kate's role being diminished to accommodate her perceived limitations, or are we witnessing a double standard in how royal women are judged? This incident is a microcosm of a larger issue facing the monarchy, the challenge of balancing tradition with modernization. William and Kate's decision to prioritize their personal preferences over duty reflects a shift in royal priorities. While this may resonate with a more modern, individualistic society, it risks undermining the very institution they represent. King Charles's response, or lack thereof, further complicates the narrative. His apparent reluctance to insist on their attendance speaks to a monarchy struggling to assert its authority. This is a stark departure from Queen Elizabeth II's reign, where duty was paramount and traditions were upheld without question. The question remains, can the monarchy survive this shift? With declining public support and increasing scrutiny of its relevance, the royal family must navigate these challenges carefully. The actions of senior royals like William and Kate will play a crucial role in determining its future. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that the issue goes far beyond a missed lunch. It's about accountability, privilege, and the evolving role of the monarchy in a modern world. Kate and William's absence, coupled with the media's defense of their actions, underscores the stark contrast in expectations placed on different members of the royal family. Meghan Markle has been criticised for stepping back from royal duties to prioritise her mental health and family. Meanwhile, Kate is shielded from similar scrutiny, even as she steps away from traditions that are integral to her role. This double standard is not just unfair, it's unsustainable. The monarchy is at a crossroads, and the choices made by its members will shape its future. As we've seen, Harry and Meghan have chosen to redefine what it means to be royal, embracing a modern, purpose-driven approach. Whether William and Kate can adapt, or whether they will continue to rely on outdated narratives to shield them from criticism, remains to be seen. Prince William and Kate Middleton risked appearing to snub King Charles and Britain's minor royals Thursday as they skipped the monarch's traditional pre-Christmas lunch with the extended royal family at Buckingham Palace. One source, a former courtier, told the Daily Beast, "It is another example of the couple's growing confidence when it comes to challenging some long-established traditions, which they are widely believed to consider tiresome." Charles would have liked them to be there, and the fact that he was either unwilling or unable to insist on it shows his inability to maintain family discipline. You can't imagine anyone missing it when Prince Philip was around. The couple's spokesperson declined to comment, though a friend of the couple pushed back against the courtier's characterization of events, saying, It's categorically not a snub. They have had a full-on year, and I don't think anyone can expect Catherine to be effectively hosting lunch for hundreds of people. An official source said the prince and princess had been through an incredibly tough year, and that the family simply wanted to start Christmas in Norfolk earlier than usual. Kate was diagnosed with cancer earlier this year. She has since said she is cancer-free. From the Daily Beast. What? I don't think anyone can expect Catherine to be effectively hosting lunch for hundreds of people. No one asked Kate to do that. There was simply an expectation that the Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales take their taxpayer-funded personal-use helicopter and fly to London to enjoy a lunch with their extended family. No one asked William or Kate to play host or organise the lunch. What are they talking about? As for this, the fact that he was either unwilling or unable to insist on it shows his inability to maintain family discipline. I mean, it's sort of true. Charles probably did not insist because he honestly didn't want those two wet blankets there, nor did he want the lunch to become another event in which Kate tried to steal his thunder. We talk a lot about Will and Kate are supremely lazy, and Kate is being benched from this or that. But there's also a problem of Charles genuinely not wanting Will and Kate around, because Charles is so self-centred and he wants all of the attention. In 2017, while old Phil was still around, Will missed the Commonwealth service to go on a ski trip with his buddies, incidentally ditching Kate for the same trip. He has always done what he pleased. Charles and Cam were hosting the event. Why would Kate think she was expected to? Is she delusional and thinks she is queen? Reply incredible that the former courtier frames it as almost admirable that they are challenging these supposedly tiresome customs. I thought that was a grave sin, to eschew tradition, especially when elderly relatives are sick and it could be their last Christmas. Wasn't that said of Philip when Harry and Meghan went to North America for Christmas? My, how times change. Can you imagine considering attending a lunch that someone else organised tiresome and making sure people know you think that? These two are insufferable. And nobody asked Kate to host. Again, I think William doesn't care because he knows he can get away with it. What is Charles going to do? Fire him? He's always been coddled and specialised because he's the future king. The issue with this is that he doesn't understand or believe that he can't be held accountable, that it isn't the 1500s under the rule of a monarch like Henry VIII creating his own church and doing what he pleased and getting away with it. If he doesn't want to play the role, the taxpayers will eventually stop funding this costly charade. Thank you for tuning in to. Let us know your thoughts on today's episode, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth discussions on the royal family. Until next time, take care and stay curious.